Everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to change a tire on your Mercedes 550. Okay, so first thing you want to do is set your e-brake, which is going to be inside here. You have this P button. Go ahead and pull that, and it'll say parking brake in red letters on your dash there. You want to go ahead and do that so the vehicle doesn't fall off of the jack, because as you lift it up, it's going to want to fall. So make sure you do that. Then come back here to the back, lift this up, and back here you have your styrofoam, which has all your stuff in it. The most important part of this whole thing are these spare lug nut studs. These are going to be shorter than your full-size wheel studs, so it's very important that you have these in the back. So get those out, have those ready. This thing doesn't come all the way out. There's like a metal piece that comes down there, so you kind of got to take this hook here, pull this thing up here and hook it so that thing will stay out of your way, and then unvelcro the jack, pull that out, and then unscrew this metal plastic section right here. Once you unscrew that, that should come out, and then you can get your styrofoam Roadside kit out, which has all your stuff in it: your lug wrench, lug tool, the ratchet for taking the jack up and down, your eye hook for towing, and the little thing that you screw into the lug stud hold to align the wheel when you go to put it back on. If you don't have a lot of experience with that, that really helps, because it's kind of difficult to put those on, which you'll see in a second. Also, you've got your tire chucks here, so take these, open them up, put them behind your wheel. They just kind of open up like that, go into that little groove, and it goes behind your tire like so, so the vehicle won't roll and fall off of the jack. It'll help keep it on there along with the parking brake. So grab that stuff out. I'll grab this factory jack and kind of show you what it looks like. It has this little nipple here on the top of it, so that's going to align underneath the rocker panel of the vehicle, the bottom side of each side of the vehicle. There are 4 jacking points on this vehicle, and because we're changing this rear tire, our jacking point is going to be here in the back. So underneath, we would look underneath here, and you see this like plastic thing right here. That's what the jack's going to go into up in there. Let's see if I can spin it around. See that thing? That's what the jack lines up into, and then that little nipple in the middle is going to go right in there. So take this jack and just kind of open it up a little bit before you put it under the vehicle, kind of like so. Get it in here, kind of line it up, and get it to fit into the little provision they give you. Okay, so almost there. Just a little more, and it's in there. Okay, so now that's nice and secure. We got our base flat on the ground. We're on flat, solid ground. That's also important. You don't want to be jacking this up in the dirt if you can help it. You can't always help it. These lug nuts look kind of funny. They have like a flower shape to them, but a 17 millimeter will also fit in there. So if you're using a socket, use a 17. This here is a locking lug nut. That's a security nut. So we have to have the key socket for that to remove that, which we'll grab in just a sec. Okay, so now that you've got the jack placed under there, you can put this wrench on here, and depending on which way you put it, it'll go righty-tighty or lefty-loosey. So we want it to go to the right, like so. And it doesn't seem to be working very well. Hold it, it'll ratchet up. pain. You can also take your lug wrench here and you can use that, but as you see, it hits the ground. So that's like a real pain in the butt to use as well. But let's break these loose before we get the vehicle jacked up. So we'll go ahead and stick this in here, and then you can push lefty-loosey to break it. If it's on too tight, just take your foot, put your foot on there and push, and that should break it loose. There we go. You want to break all these loose before you start. You want to break all these loose before you start jacking the vehicle up, so that way if the lug nuts are tight, it doesn't jar the jack. There we go. That one doesn't feel like it's very good. That one feels like it's been kind of messed up a little bit. Let's give it a little tap. Make sure it seats all the way. We don't want one stripping on us. There we go. That one. So now I just need the lock for that. Okay, so I looked all over back here. I don't see the key for the locking lug nut back here anywhere. So most likely it's going to be in our glove box. So we'll come up here and check that. All right, so obviously I have a floor jack and an impact, so I can do these jobs way quicker and easier. But to show you guys how to do these tire changes properly, I try to use the factory tools. But now that I've done that, I'm going to show you how to speed it up a little bit. If you have a 17mm socket and an impact, you can jack it up a lot faster with it. There we go. And that helps immensely. Trying to do that by hand takes forever. So usually these are found in the glove box in a little plastic case. Looks exactly like that right there.
Oh, that's what that is?
Little plastic case like this. It's going to have your locking lug nut key inside of there, which looks like this. Fits in there like that. And then it's going to have 4 spare lug studs. And that's in case you wanted to take these stupid locking lug nuts off, which I highly suggest, because people can steal your wheels, you know, even without the key. They have tools they sell at the parts store that'll take these off. So they just kind of become a hassle. They get lost when you're getting your tires rotated or you're at the shop, or the inside will break off on either this key or on that, and then you have real issues where you can't get your wheel off and you have to take it to a mechanic or something and have them remove that. So that's what the 4 in there are for. So with no further ado, let's get this last one off. And yes, you can use an impact on these. They say you can't, but you can. You just got to be careful with it. Comes right off. See there? And then we'll take these other ones off. Like I said, they're just 17. That's the one that was a little gummy. They have these like caps that are pressed on here, these decorative caps, and they kind of get mushed sometimes, and when they do, they stick inside the sockets like that. You just gotta bang them and then they'll come back out. But it's not a special tool that goes on there, it's just the 17mm. And like I said, the factory lug wrench, it fits it as well. So, you know, that's a 17mm as well. Okay, so now that we have got the wheel off, let's grab those studs and we'll wheel this out of the way for now. And you can see it was a screw that got it right on the edge, so that's not repairable. You can only repair from like here to here in the middle where the steel belt of the tire is at. You can't plug a tire from here out or from here in, you know. So that one's not going to be pluggable. Now if you're doing it yourself and you're cheap and you want to plug it, you certainly can, because I've plugged them there before and they've lasted. So it's all a matter of preference and what you feel like you want to do. So grab your spare, roll it in here. As you see, there's no lug stud sticking out, so you have to rest the wheel right on the hub right there, that little lip, and align your holes up right here so the lug studs will screw back in there. So let's look at the difference between the two, right? This is the full-size lug stud right here, and this is the spare tire lug stud. See how they're much shorter? Now if you use this longer one on the spare, it'll go in and tear up your brake system, so you don't want to use that. You want to use these shorter ones. Okay, so just grab your wheel, lift it up, set it on the hub, adjust it over until you got the holes lined up, and then just kind of screw one in the top and one in the bottom. Jiggle it back and forth until you can screw it on easily. And if you can't do that easy, then you could always screw that little aligning tool on there that they give you. That screws in there, and then when you put the wheel on, it aligns it for you. So, you know, if you have a problem putting it on, you can use that. Just put these in, screw them in by hand, make sure they go in nice and easy. And once they go in nice and easy, you can take your lug wrench and tighten them in a crisscross pattern, opposite of each other. You know, one here, then a completely opposite side, then completely opposite, then completely opposite, all the way like that, right? And then go all the way around after that, and that'll help you seat the wheel correctly to the hub. So you want to tighten there, and then you come across, tighten there, come across, tighten there, like so. And then after it's nice and tight, you can let it down and then re-tighten it again once it's on the ground. So now we're just going to lower it down the easy way. Way better than using that factory stuff. Alright, so that's out of there. Now it's on the ground. We can go ahead and tighten it up all the way. Put it on by hand, and then take your foot and step on it, and that will tighten it as much as it needs to be tightened. So people often ask me, what do you have to torque these at? And I reply with, does that look like a torque wrench? It's not, right? The factory doesn't give you a torque wrench, so torque specifications are not that important. What is important is that you put it on as tight as humanly possible. So if you can do that, it'll be on tight enough to drive down the road. I'm going to use this impact for the last little bit. Just because it's easier and faster. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Going the right way now. There we go. And so the impact that I use is a Milwaukee 18 volt, and it does have torque settings on it right here, so you don't over torque something. Pretty cool device there. So don't worry about me over torquing it, because this thing has settings for it. Okay, so there you got everything back in your kit. You want to make sure you give the customer everything back so they don't have an issue next time. There's really nowhere to put these, so I kind of just put them behind this first aid kit, back behind this net, so they don't flop around all over, and that'll be good there. We'll put this here, and then we'll put the flat back on the very top. Put this back here so everything's together. There we go. Oh, more stuff down here. Okay. Okay, so spare tires are usually flat from not being used. You can see this one says we need to pump it to 61 psi. So if you have a pump, go ahead and pump it up now. If not, get to your local gas station and try to check the air in it, because even though you can see it's not all the way on the ground and it doesn't look super flat, I guarantee it's probably only got about 10 pounds in it. 15, and we need to be at 61. So let's pump that up. Alright, well there you go. I hope this video helped you out. I know it's kind of noisy out here. The lawn maintenance guys are doing their job. But there you go, tire change on a GL 550. Hope this video helped you out. If it did, please like and subscribe, share it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.